Well, you said something really cool on that,
Mm.
which I'd never heard before when you were talking about the polarity, but also of the number 5 and it being on the rock. Can you talk to that? Because I just think that's got to be shared again. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, sure. Um, and it's very much, but it's the pivot point. So to your point, so with the numbers 1 to 9, you've got four numbers there: one,
Hmm.
two, three, four,
Yep.
and then four numbers on the other side: 6, 7, 8, 9.
Hmm.
So perfectly balanced. The midpoint is the 5. So it's like the pivot point, the
Mm,
seesaw,
yep.
or the middle of the pendulum swing, and that's why it's known as the number of change,
Mm,
because it is the pivot point for things to move through from one extreme to the other.
yeah.
Um, so I just really love that you've got all that 5. I knew this was going to come up, by the way. I knew
Yeah. Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I did
even though
too.
I, I didn't realize you were in the room when that happened the other day. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
Such a cool combo. Yeah.
So and five's been a collective energy that I've been noticing
Mm,
recently. Particularly 5 and 15 has been a really big theme
mm,
lately. Actually, that
yeah.
came up on that call as well. Um, so what it says to me is at the moment that we're all going through this experience of where do I focus? Because this is the other thing. The challenge of the 5 is to be almost like a bit um, not focused, just sort of going here, there, and everywhere,
Mm,
wanting to know everything, wanting to understand everything, and wanting to experience everything, but never really honing in and sort of grounding in on one thing.
mm,
So focus is the challenge of the 5, and collectively, I think that's what's happening at the moment. When you look out there in the world, you look at like the, it used to be that the amount of stuff that now happens in a day in the news and what's happening in the world, that used to be a month's worth of news,
yeah.
but it's like all happening in one day,
Yeah.
every day. And it's just like it's so overwhelming, it's just like, oh my god, bang, bang. It's like watching fireworks going off.
Yeah. It's mental. It's mental.
It's mental, and it's really taking a lot of us to a state of like, oh shit, it's very overwhelming. How do I stay grounded and centered at this time
Mm,
where it's very, very chaotic? So I think that's why I'm seeing a collective theme of the vibration of 5 all around at the moment. Is that you know it we're at a time of great change. That's
mm,
exactly what the 5 represents, and we're seeing the breakdown of institutions and structures like we've never seen before.
mm,
And
yeah.
it really takes a lot for us to sort of like sit here and go, okay, what's my role? How do I become a stable energy amongst the chaos? Which is all what we study. I know. I can tell you've read all the books. You've listened to your Dr. Wayne Dyers and your Louise Hayes probably, and many, many, many others. Um, it was always about learning, how to be that, you know, like the Buddha, to be the peace within the chaos.
Yeah.
And I feel that's the real call at the moment for us all.